I went through a whole phase of just getting my tits out all the time. Honestly, it was wild. I glittered my tits to hand in my dissertation.
But you're very much the Henry VIII of boobs.
In our relationship, it was never discussed who would have the vibrators and stuff in their drawer. We just
I want to
it was
talk
me.
about this for another hour. This is brilliant. Hello and welcome back to My Bad with Morgan Rees, a podcast where we just binge on our cringes, we celebrate our imperfections. And today I'm here with Courtney Buchner, and the comedian, writer, actress, writer, model.
Oh my God.
What have I missed?
No, I'm not actually a model, guys. I'm not a model.
No. Yes,
But
you are a model.
Thank you so much. My mum thinks so. My mum's made like 40 scrapbooks of just photos of me. So maybe I'm a model to my mum, and I'll take that. I will take that.
I mean, like, so many people just aren't even a child to their parents. So well done.
Thank you so much.
Your mum thinks you're a model.
She does. The amount of scrapbooks that woman's made time for. My brothers only have a couple. I've got a lot. So I'm like, I think we know who the favorite child is.
Oh, that is damning.
I know. I feel for them. I really do.
Isn't it funny how parents show love in funny ways? Like, my mum will do anything for me. Like, hey, Morgs, I know you're driving past for a gig. I've made you pack lunch for the next 3 days. But like, when I text her, I love you, she'll reply, okay.
My favorite is I'll like send a really emotional message to my dad, for example, and it's just the classic like thumbs up.
Yeah.
Why is thumbs up the most that dads will show their emotion? Just to love you.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think it is not surprising that generation really took on board emojis, because it means that they do not have to communicate. Okay, stick to what you know. Non-communication.
Yes, exactly. Just a quick reply, react, emoji, pick one, done.
Yeah.
No more words needed.
Yeah, I do think like boomers do communicate like someone with profound autism, doesn't it? just show me a symbol of how you feel. Wicked.
Well, it's easy. It's good for communication, to be fair. It's easy to understand. I know what my dad's thinking at all times because he just does communicate through the emojis, so that's helpful.
Yeah. Does your dad, because I got this, we were talking before this, we were setting this up. Oh, we should say it is the hottest day of the year.
Boiling.
It is boiling. So if you hear a fan, I've got a fan on rotate. So it might just like at some point go right into your mic, and then another point.
You'll also at one point just see my hair be like windswept and then not windswept and then windswept.
It's like a real Titanic moment.
I don't know what, I've gone high neck. This was just... But to be fair, I've got my arms out. So you got
your arms and your pits out, but you are in all black.
Mistake was made.
Big
mistake. On the Victoria line, I was like, this is a huge mistake, but it's fine. We've got the fan.
We got the fan. The Victoria line. We will plug your show. But how much is that the tunnel to hell?
Okay, what's your favorite tube?
Oh, I'm still new to London. Here we go, hypocrite. I do love the Victoria line. I can get anywhere.
But it's really noisy. You can't have conversations on it.
Perfect.
You're like, who am I talking to?
I can't talk to anyone. I get a bit of a sweat and a glisten on when I arrive.
Okay. See, I have conversations on the tube with random people sometimes. Like, even on the way here, I had a conversation with someone because my leg someone bumped my leg and I went, oh, sorry. And they were like, no, they apologized first. And I was like, oh, sorry. Sometimes my legs are a bit long. So they take up too much space. And then a girl next to me went, I wish I had that problem. And then we started having a whole conversation and I made friends on the Victoria line.
Oh, wow.
Are you pro or no pro
I am
making friends on the train?
I am pro that. Big pro that. I love it. But my friends are always like, they can just drop me anywhere and I'll make friends. I'm not saying that as like, I'm such an amazing people person. It's just everyone is nice.
And I also think sometimes they're just waiting for you to open up the conversation.
Yeah.
Like to be like, how are you doing when you're like buying your groceries? And they're like, I'm great, thanks. How are you? And you're like, wow, we just had a pleasant interaction and life is so much better now that I've spoken to you.
Yeah.
And we go off on our separate days.
Yeah, I do think something. You can have a pleasant conversation with someone and then not become friends.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna be like, let's add each other on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
And meet for coffee tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. I didn't like say, hey, I like your jacket. They go, oh, thank you. Should we swap numbers?
Here's my email. Get in touch. I'd love to make a new friend. Although I'm not a fan of music on the train when people listen to music out loud.
Oh, that's across the board. I think it's demented in the head. The wire's wrong. It makes me angry so quickly.
I know, but you know what I find fascinating about it is like this happened recently. Someone had their music out loud, and it was so apparent that every single other person on that carriage thought this was really rude and annoying. Yet none of us said anything.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we say something? Why don't we turn around and be like, no one wants to listen to. It wasn't like it was like intense music.
Yeah.
To the point that I had my headphones on and I could still hear their music. I'm like, wait, all 40 of us in this carriage
Yeah.
are now sitting here really upset and like, ugh.
Be
But
the-
we won't say anything.
Be the change you want to see. I tell people to stop.
No, you do.
Yeah, big
How?
time.
How do you say it? What do you phrase it as?
I just go.
Can you not?
I say if there's a few things. One of them is, can you not?
Yeah.
And they will go, what? I went, I don't want to hear your music. Because the reason I say that is because I used to go to anger management. I've brought it up here before, and my issue was not that I got angry; it was that I went from 0 to 11, and my anger manifests as sarcasm. So I used to be really sickeningly, vile, grossly sarcastic, and I used to go up to people, go, "I forgot I pressed play on that." Oh my god!
No, oh my god, stop.
Yeah.
You'd say that to them.
Yeah. And I went, this is exactly the song I wanted to listen to. How did you know?
Oh my god, what do they say to you?
And they'll go, what? And I go, no, I didn't press play, did I? So why can I hear it?
Whiplash. Oh my gosh.
I used to do loads of things like that. If people jumped in front of the queue, I'd then jump in front of them and go, is this what we're doing?
No, okay, I kind of like that as a technique though. That's quite fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I deal with anger that well. It's one of those emotions like usually I'll laugh if I'm really angry. And like I get giggly because I just like have to release it. But I don't know what I'd do if I was really angry. Can't think of the last time I was really angry, to be honest. It's an emotion I struggle to communicate. I'm like, ugh, and then I just laugh about it. And then what's annoying is like the more I laugh, the more the person that I'm angry at like doesn't get that I'm furious.
Yeah, that
because
is
I'm laughing about it. So it's like
you're getting broken up with. And you're like
literally, I can't like channel it into her.
Yeah. They'll go, how was the breakup? Well, hilarious apparently.
She could not stop laughing. No, breakups I've never been I've always sad. That's straight to sad.
Yeah.
Although I had one breakup where I had bought us a duvet and a fan, and we were in Australia at the time. It was very hot.
Yeah.
And I remember the breakup. That actually, no, I did get angry. This is the thing with my anger is I don't know how to communicate it, so it makes me do weird things.
Yeah.
So
this is the exact podcast to talk about weird things.
Okay, great.
Talk about this weird thing, then we'll actually talk about your show that you're here to plug.
Amazing. So I was so angry that I was like, well, you've just broken up with me, and I'm not going to let you have a double duvet and a fan that I bought. I'm taking it with me. And I took the fan and I took the duvet. And then basically where we were, I was at uni at the time, it was like, it had like a building and a courtyard in the middle.
I'm with you, yeah.
And his room was on one side of the courtyard and mine was on the other. And my friend who was on the top said she could just hear this crying. And so she looked out and she saw in the courtyard me walking from one end of the courtyard to the other, dragging a double duvet and a massive 6-foot fan, howling, being like, it's summer. I'm not going to let him have the fan. Like, that was my revenge.
That is, but not, everyone's looking at you with this fan and this duvet. Everyone's going like, is she hot? Is she cold? Why is she cold? Those things.
Why is she howling at the moon? Anyway, that to me, I was like, well, he's going to regret this because I've got the fan.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, everyone's not going to regret is buying tickets to your bloody show at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah, no, they won't. Yay.
Yeah, so tell us about the Edinburgh Fringe. No, your show at the Edinburgh Fringe, beg my pardon.
So the show is basically, it's about lying and like the half-truths that we tell and why do we tell them? Like, is it that we want people to like us? Is it parents? All those kind of things. And it's called Big If True. It's at Gilder Balloon at 5:20. It's going to be there for the whole month.
May I just say that's a great title. I love Big If True.
Thank you so much. It actually came, so I was with some friends at a cafe and my fiance, she's a cyclist. And in the cycling community, there are gossips all around. And I was not expecting it. Like everyone would be like, did you see what she wore in this race? Or like, did you see what happened in that race? And I was like, I then took it amongst myself. I have no interest in cycling and I don't cycle.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's a ghost.
I think this is Amazon parcel.
Oh my God, go get your Amazon parcel. This is exciting.
Your show, please. We got rudely interrupted.
No, it's so fine. So I'm doing a show at Edinburgh Fringe called Big If True. It's going to be at Gilder Balloon at 5:20. Delightful time. Because I realised it means like I can do my show and still eat dinner at a normal time. Where last year I had a show as well, and it was at like 8:45. And trying to figure out what to have dinner. Then you're finishing at 9. Then you're like, want a hot chocolate, but also the night's just beginning. It was a little bit wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 5:20. It's basically all about like lying and the half truths that we tell. So essentially, the show, the audience are holding me accountable, and they get to tell me if they think I'm lying.
Oof.
I'm going to tell them 4 stories, 3 to 4 stories, and there is a version that's the truth and a version that's a lie. And essentially, what's happening during the show is certain people in the audience will get a soap, and if they think I'm lying in that moment, they can each once throughout the whole show hold up a soap. And if I'm lying in that moment, I will wash my mouth out with soap.
Oh,
But if I'm telling the truth, they will. So it's like a little bit of
Wow.
a stake. Don't worry, they don't have to wash their mouth out completely. They just have to lick a bar of soap, each individual. I mean, I'm weird,
Yeah.
but I'm not
what
unhygienic.
are we talking? Imperial leather, or are they going to be flavored soaps?
Oh, no, not flavored, because scented tricks your brain into thinking it actually tastes like that. But this is just pure, like basically tiny little Dove bars, like just normal soap. But it's all about lying and basically like holding yourself accountable to telling the truth. And underneath it, it's like wanting to be honest and why it's so hard to be honest.
Yeah.
And I find, well, the reason what I'm really looking at throughout the show is like, sometimes it's not really the big lies that are outrageous. It's like the small lies you say, like when someone says, "Oh, were you annoyed at me?" And instead of saying to your partner, "Oh yeah, I am actually a bit annoyed at you,"
Yeah.
I would avoid it and I wouldn't tell the truth because I don't want to upset them.
Uh-huh.
But actually long term, like, why have I developed that trait, and why is upsetting someone by telling them the truth something that I want to avoid so much?
Yes.
So it has a little bit of like a undercurrent.
Yeah, because they do add up and they build up to jeopardy.
Yes, exactly. And I also think there's something so interesting. I mean, obviously, like with stand-up comedy, you're performing. Like it's a performance, and there are truths to the story that we either exaggerate or that we hide intentionally.
Yeah.
But it's also questioning, like, what is the performance in life? Like if you're a person who,
Good God, you're smart.
oh,
You are. I've had some real artists on this show. You think like an artist.
oh, thank you.
Keep on talking, but I love this already.
Thank you so much. I spend a lot of time thinking. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, when will it stop? But I just find it interesting. Like, I think I'm doing a big journey about like, it all started actually. I played this game with my partner called We're Not Really Strangers. Have you ever heard of it?
No, but it rings a bell. Please tell me the rules.
It's sensational. So it's a card game where basically you ask like really personal, private, like intimate questions to your partner, but you can also get friendship packs, all of these.
Yeah.
And you win by being honest. So like a style of question might be, what have your parents taught you about love? What are you keeping and what are you throwing away?
Oh.
Bold. So that's one of the questions.
Snap.
And the podcast is done. Too much. So that's
a card game.
Yes. And it's like, it's fascinating. So that's one of the questions I'm looking at in the show. All of the stories are inspired by those questions. But what's fascinating about it is like, they are really questions you want to know about your partner or the person that you're
Yeah.
building a life with, but they're so hard to ask. And more importantly, they're so hard to answer honestly.
Yeah.
Because we want to, sometimes what I think is even more fascinating is we don't even know what the answer is, and we've never asked ourselves that question. Like, how many people have asked, "Oh, what have my parents taught me about love? What am I taking into my relationship from them, and what do I not want?"
Yeah.
Like, sometimes those things aren't conscious. And it really got me then thinking about like honesty and performance and like performing as an adult. I think as a child, for me at least, like I never wanted to upset my parents. I never wanted to upset anyone.
Amen.
And it was like the worst thing to feel like. And but I think what's so complicated about honesty is like, is there a difference between truth and honesty? That's a bold question. Like, what is
Yeah.
the truth and what's honesty?
Was that on the card?
No, that's just something that came up when I was writing the show.
Yeah.
I was like, because truth is like science. Truth is like, that's fact. But
Yeah.
honesty, like we could have the same experience and then we have the truth here and we have your honesty and my honesty, and they could be completely different about
Yeah.
the same truth. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at, like how we tell stories and my perception of the truth, but also maybe my mum's perception of the truth or my dad's
Yeah.
perception of the truth or Maddie's perception of the truth. And Maddie, who's my partner, she's my fiancée, is the most honest person I've ever met. She's autistic and she's Neurspicy, and she is so beautifully honest, and she always holds me accountable
Yeah.
about performativity because I don't want to hurt people that I'll be like, oh, sorry, I'm also rambling on
No,
so
this
much.
is absolutely. I'm going to interject ever so often. I have to remember because I'm now like one of the listeners and the viewers. I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to hear more. No, Morgan, you're in this conversation. That's my
Yeah.
fault. I remember the first time I ever did a panel show. a comedy one. I did it, and then after a while, I went, "Oh, I was on the panel."
Oh my god! You were just having a great time.
I just thought I'd like a really close-up view of the panel show.
I know, honestly, and also I can ramble when I feel excited.
No,
so
but
please.
the reason I bring that, I will say about like the difference between honesty and truth. I'll tell you two things actually.
Please.
Talking about that, it's the same experience and taking two honest interpretations of it. Me and my partner get this all the time. It's just what I think someone is queer, and my partner will go, "No, they're polite."
You're like,
and I'll go, "Oh yeah."
we just interpreted that very differently.
Yeah. They just say they're P's and Q's. They're not into D. You know?
It's a very easy like mistake to happen. A very easy like thing to be like, oh well, they are.
Yeah.
I could see why that's confusing.
Yeah. I'm doing a game of the week, and we were talking so much about honesty. I thought I'll do a little quick game.
Oh god.
It's called Bullshit or Real Shit.
Okay.
What I've done is I've found two news stories that are completely true. They're weird, they're silly, and I've put one made up one in there.
Okay.
And I just want to see whether you can sniff out whether this is a real news story or not a real news story.
Oh my god, I love this. Okay. Oh god.
So earlier this month, there was a person in Port Talbot that was stunned to receive a speeding ticket stating that she clocked 480 miles per hour in her Austin Marshall car.
There's no way that's so fast.
And there was another story about someone in a gym who had blocked the toilet, but didn't want to admit it, so pretended that they'd been attacked and the attacker did it.
Wait, sorry. Block the toilet. Wait, so many questions. Block the toilet with poo. So they were like,
oh yeah,
their attacker pooed.
So they've claimed that their attacker mugged them, attacked them, and then blocked the toilet.
Okay,
or the third news story, there's a girl that repeatedly went to the newspaper about seeing aliens and spacecrafts, but it turns out it was Chinese lanterns from a new Chinese family that moved in. So
that poor girl was me. It was me.
So which is the real story? The person that clocked up 480 miles per hour. The poo. I should say wrong. The poo attacker. or the person that thought they were seeing aliens, but it turns out it was Chinese lanterns.
So there's only one line there.
There's only one line.
Okay, I think I can imagine myself doing the last two. I can imagine myself, to be fair, when I went through a phase when I was a child, I blocked a lot of toilets. And it got to a point, my mum, we were all on like a family holiday and we were traveling around. And I'd blocked I think at least 4 toilets in 4 different hotels. And we got to the fifth.
We can't go to any more hotels. This holiday is really
we were
racking
doing
up.
Months of traveling. And I remember my brother came to me on the 5th time and I was swimming in the pool. And he was like, Courtney, Mum said I'm not allowed to tell you because she said you're going to get a complex about it, but you've blocked.
that's such a woman thing to say about another woman.
I know. My mum was like, Courtney said to my brother, Jeffrey, you cannot tell your sister that she's blocked another toilet because I blocked another one. And my brother came up and was like, oh, Mum said I can't tell you because you'll get a complex, but you blocked a 5th toilet. And I honestly was like, what am I doing in there? And then I think it's because I'm not a folder of toilet paper. I'm a scruncher. That, or maybe I was taking massive shits. But
yeah, that is clutching at straws. But you're very much the Henry VIII of poos.
I've never been you know what? Put that on a review.
Yeah,
the Henry VIII of poos.
The Henry VIII of poos.
I have so many poo stories as well.
6 toilets. Blocked, beheaded, died.
Oh my god, a new musical on the West End. 6.
Blocked, drained, replaced.
Blocked, beheaded, died. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I think I would lie maybe about the blocked toilet. And I could imagine myself thinking I'd seen aliens and it being a lantern. So I'm going to say the first one's a lie because I can't imagine myself speeding and not realizing I'm going that fast.
It was the first one. No. The first one was true.
No way.
Someone clocked up a 480 miles per hour, but this is the trick. It was a clerical error. She actually clocked up 48.
Oh, okay. fuck. I can't believe I lost the game. Fuck. Okay.
The
So that was the
Chinese
truth.
lantern one is real.
Okay, so it's the poo.
The
It's the
poo
poo
one is
attacker.
fake.
And that was the one I thought that's the most likely I would do.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way the poo's fake. I could lie about that.
Oh, yeah. You
I was
resonated with the one that was fiction.
And that says everything we need to know about my show.
Yeah. So again, this show is all about championing your imperfections, binging on your cringes. None of us is perfect. So what's the last thing I would go to you for?
Silence. I say maybe don't come to me if you'd be looking for silence.
Do you get the zoomies?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, especially nighttime zoomies.
Oh, I think you're my partner. You're the lesbian equivalent of my partner.
Oh my God,
I
I'm so
think.
honoured.
I'll be honest with you, I fucking hate the zoomies. For people that don't know what the zoomies are, what are the zoomies?
No, you tell me the zoomies.
Well,
you
the
go.
zoomies are the worst thing in the fucking world. The zoomies are you're going to bed and someone has 1,000 questions they could have asked you during the day.
But now's the perfect time.
But now's the perfect time. I talk about it all. I think me and my partner, which I'm assuming is your partner like me then?
Yes.
When they go to bed, they use it as, let's take any guesses. Go to sleep.
Yes.
It's like the gym for you guys.
I think there's also something fun about like, okay, you want to sleep, but I want to play. And
Yes.
like, and that annoyance of like, I know I'm annoying you, but also like, it's fun to play and poke and be like, oh, like, do you love me? My favorite is being like, it's like Maddie's just about to drift off to sleep. And I'm like, tell me what you first thought of me when we met.
Oh, yeah.
4 years later, I'm like, so when you first saw me, what did you think? And she's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, just let me go sleep.
Yeah, she's just reading her book. Going, let me get to the second page.
Literally, her eye mask is on, like she's gone. But yeah, I would say silence. It's something I'm working on. I don't really like silence, but I'm working on like being more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
If you want someone to talk your head off, then call me.
Yeah. I have to say to my boyfriend all the time, I'll get a call out of nowhere and he'll go, hey, what you doing? And I'll have to go, yeah, I'm not too bad. Just to check in. Do you want to catch up or were you by yourself?
Like, just tell me which one it is.
Yeah. I was by myself. Okay, cool. So
Oh, bless. I love that I'm your equivalent of your partner.
yeah.
I just think that's so. Wait, so you'd be like, are you calling for a catch up or by yourself? Because what does each one mean?
Yeah, because like you called earlier.
What, so calls like multiple
You
times?
can too.
Honestly, sometimes my mum will call me multiple times. I'm like, Mum, nothing's changed in my life. And she's like, I just want to know what you're doing. And I'm like, still sitting here doing nothing, trying to make people laugh.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've got to be comfortable with silence because you should see some of my shows, especially the early ones.
I have seen you perform and there's no silence at all. Everyone's laughing all the time.
Oh, that's because I make I have such an awful habit of if a joke goes badly, it makes me squirm. It makes the cells in my body want to separate and go in opposite directions. When a joke does really badly, I could just hear myself go. I have to fill this noise. I have to fill the silence, and I just wheeze.
But all the sweat in your mouth, like all the liquid in your mouth just disappears.
Yeah,
It's I've developed like my habit is I don't think I leave a pause enough for them to hopefully realize that was meant to be a joke, and I'm like, "Wah!" And I just panic into the next thing.
oh, we've all been like it. Now, as well, this is a show about celebrating our cringes. So a cringe binge now. Have you got a moment that just like when you play it in your mind, you go, oh, good God, Courtney.
I think, oh my God, there's
But you're comfortable saying.
There is so many moments in my life that so many moments at uni when like you're just meeting new people and you're just like, why were my feet in my mouth? There's so many. I remember one of my first moments of ever feeling like mortified. I had braces and I had such bad teeth. So I'm also playing with this pen all the time.
That's all right, don't we?
Little neurospiciness. I had really bad teeth. My brothers used to say I had sharkolitis because like I had teeth growing before I'd lost the other ones. So like I had like I had 4 incisors. And I wore pigtails, like 4 incisors, pigtails, glasses. I ended up getting braces.
Oh my God. Sometimes you just go, has she not enough on her plate?
And that's why I'm funny now.
Yeah.
But I had these elastics. So you know when you get elastics in your braces to like move your jaw? And I had a box here and I had 2 triangles on each side. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elastics in a
Yes,
row.
I'm with you. Yeah. It's in
And
my head.
there was like in South Africa, we don't really have a canteen, but we have like almost like a cafe at school instead. So there was these windows that were mirrors. So I was like, oh, so I like did my elastics in the mirror. I'm like outside, so I'm putting them all in. And then I walk in and obviously it's not a mirror, it's a window. And everyone in the canteen was facing the window and they just watched me put in 4 elastics into my mouth.
Yeah, just the
Be
double fangs ponytail girl.
Oh my God. And I just remember being like, either I address it now or I just walk and go get my toasty. And I did not address it. I just walked and got my toasty. But I remember at the time just being like, I'm mortified by this. And then I think as an adult, like one of the things that really mortifies me all the time, I once went to a house and I just put on Uggs. And they were like, could you take your shoes off? And I wasn't wearing socks. And I don't know why, being an adult, but like walking around someone else's house without socks on feels really cringe.
That is a bit cringe.
I can't be barefoot right now in your home. It feels weird.
Yeah, because that is like going, oh, you think my Ugg is dirty? Well, I raise you barefoot.
My feet.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why. Just being an adult with their feet around someone's home makes me cringe.
That is the equivalent of going, oh, do you want to take your coat off? And then you just get completely naked.
Literally, and you're like, I don't even have slippers here. Like, what am I doing? So that's my adult one, I think, recently. Yeah. What's your cringe? Do you have a cringe?
Oh, I've got so
go
many. I remember one. Oh, I haven't thought of this. Oh, I was over a friend's house. I was a kid as a sleepover. And I was going for a wee. I was stood up weeing, and someone walked in on it, and it happens all the time. And I didn't see who it was. I was like, oh, it must be his older sister. And I was so mortified that she thought I might have been playing with myself. But I was just weeing. So I went downstairs and I went into the kitchen. I just went, hey, so I just want you to know that I wasn't playing with myself upstairs.
No, you didn't.
And then didn't realise it was a different sister. And so the other sister walked downstairs and that's when I was like, oh God.
No.
I'm just telling people, I'm in my friend's house and I'm telling all his family
I was not playing with myself.
I'm not playing with myself upstairs.
Wait, how old were you?
I must have been 10 or 11.
What I love is that you were very obviously probably above a toilet having a wee. Why did your brain ever think she would think that you were playing with yourself?
Probably where I used to play with myself.
I wish we could ask that sister what she thought you were doing when you walked downstairs and went, just so everyone knows, I wasn't playing with myself. She must have been like, gay.
Cool, yeah. Cool. What she would have thought is, that boy's been playing with himself upstairs. That boy is 100% playing with himself in our house.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
I haven't thought about that in years. That Fred's a professional football player.
I bet they still tell stories about you at the dinner table.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
Oh. I haven't thought about that.
Were the rest of the family in the room or just her?
Just her.
Okay, at least it wasn't like parents also there.
But even that's weird, making sure not making sure, but like she's just by herself. And then she's going, I've got no backup here. And this little boy's telling me that he's not, but definitely is playing with himself. Oh God, I haven't thought about it. We talk about it a lot in this show in regards to like, I sometimes worry, am I forgetful or am I forgetting things or am I repressing things? I don't know whether that's the case.
No, I think I've got like the memory like a goldfish because I think I just like clean out memories all the time and I forget things. But also something so interesting about memories that I learned from this show, because obviously like with lying and telling the truth, you're trying to remember something.
Yeah.
Supposedly it's like physically impossible for you to remember the truth of a moment once you have remembered it once. Because every single time you go back to a memory, you like a Word document, you like, especially if you've told the memory. So like once you've told it once, it will never be the truth of what the memory was. Yeah. Because basically every time you open up that memory to tell the story, you go back, you edit, you save draft, but it's never the original.
Yeah.
So like half the time I'm like, what actually is the truth anymore of my memories? Oh, I've had a lot of existential crisis while I'm making this show, as you can imagine.
Yeah. Have you ever told a flippant lie and then years down later, a friend's gone, oh, remember when you did that? And you go, oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, apparently I did that.
God, I don't remember. I don't know if I've done a lie that's lasted a long time, but I did have a friend who, when I met her, she convinced me her dad was Julio Iglesias. And I was dead like, oh my God, her dad's Julio Iglesias for weeks.
Yeah, at the moment, that is my hero, baby. That one.
Yeah, Enrique's dad. So it wasn't like it was Enrique Iglesias was her dad. It was Enrique's dad was her dad. That's right.
Really? I'm with you.
So wild. I believed that for a really long time. And then she crushed me. And she was like, no, that's not my dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, my heart's just been shattered. I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be singing, I can be a hero, baby, at your birthday.
You got to do that. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I can't think of if there's a lie that I've told that then someone's
That
brought
was
up
quite
years.
a niche thing to ask.
No, but I think people have it happen all the time. Oh my God, no. Now.
That camera better be on when we caught that. Oh God. Oh God.
You just have like flashbacks to like lies that your friends have told or you've told. Sorry, you've had a flashback to you lying about.
Yeah, no,
telling
but it was
story.
as if your memory punched you in the head. Oh God. Oh God. Oh. Now we go into the route. Am I bad for?
Okay.
Am I bad for thinking this? Am I bad for have done that? Have you done anything that you're not sure whether it's the wrong thing to do, or have you got any controversial opinions?
Is it controversial that when I go to duty free, or like if I go on like a plane, I go to duty free and I try on every single sample of a tester? Like I go there and I literally will find the most expensive night creams and I will put them on my hand and I will put them on my face. And it doesn't matter. I don't need 7 night creams on my face.
No.
But I'm about to get on a plane and it feels right. And I will lather myself in multiple night creams because I just think, well, that's free and it's a tester. But I thought everyone did this. And recently I've come to the conclusion, actually, I don't think people do this at all. And it's probably really annoying for the people who are working there that I keep like opening the testers. And I don't. And the reason
I'll be honest with you, new information and crucial information that you were opening the testers. I thought they were just out and you just having them.
No, like, yeah, okay, sorry.
Opening closed boxes.
It's not like they were out on a tray.
Can I get...
It does say tester on it. But like you have to open it. And then basically the reason I realized, is you open them and I've started to realize that they like do come up to you and they're like, oh, do you want anything? And I'm like, of course I'm not going to buy this £100 serum. Are you crazy? And I thought it was just university accepted that everyone does this at duty free. But then I did use one of the testers and the person came up to me and they were like, you're not allowed to use your fingers. You have to use this like little wedge or whatever. And I kind of realized I don't think people do this all the time. So controversially, I think we should all be allowed to use, I think we should all get duty-free testers individually for a plane.
I think like a goodie bag.
That would be lovely to hydrate my skin. But I'm not going to spend £100 on skincare. I'm going to use it duty-free. And that's why I'll always have a little bit extra in the pocket, you know?
Yeah, that's why you always arrive at holiday looking amazing because you've put
it's the only time I use skincare.
Worth of skincare on your hat for a flight to Dublin.
I've never been so close. I'm literally I elbow it. I do everything. I'm spraying the perfume. What's your am I bad? Is that what it's called?
Am I bad for? Mine's a bit controversial.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I don't know what I should say. It's my podcast. I can cut it out.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I do get this. I'm a driver. Do you drive?
Yes.
I get annoyed that all the signage on the road is telling car drivers to be diligent and nothing about cyclists and motorcyclists to obey the rules of the road.
Oh my God, the cyclists are going to come for you. I'm telling you that now. I'm going to tell them to come for you.
I know.
But the thing so Maddie, she's a professional cyclist.
Yeah.
She learned to drive this year and she turned around the whole time we've been together. She's been like, oh, cars treat cyclists so badly, blah, 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 blah. As soon as she started learning to drive, she literally was like, I get why we're annoying. And I was like,
yes.
You get
just
it.
Just weaving it out of traffic.
But that's so true. I never even thought, there's no signs about cyclists knowing what they should be doing or like following any kind of rules or structure.
Yeah.
I had to pass a test to do this.
Yeah. You got your little clips.
I only learned how gears work on a bike recently. It blew my mind. I've been doing them the opposite way.
That's why you're in such good shape.
Literally, Maddie, we've been together again 4 years. I've never been on a bike. And then one time she got me on a bike, she watched me and she was like, why are you going up a hill and it's like painful? And I was like, because as it gets harder, you're meant to make it harder. And she was like, no, honey, no. The gears are meant to make it easier. Blew my mind.
Yeah, that is so funny. Now, my bad. Is there anything you've done that you want to get off your chest?
Anything I've done that I want to get off my chest? Oh my gosh, can I look at my phone?
Of course you may. Is that the my bad? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, my bad is that
Can I take this?
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually going to take a call. Is there anything I've done that I want to get off my chest? So many things. So let me just get my therapy notes up.
Yeah.
What are the bad things I've admitted to my therapist that I won't admit to anyone else? I will sometimes put things on, like, not use people for content. I wouldn't say that.
Nice coming on the pod.
But sometimes I do feel like I always ask for consent, really, like in every show. If there's a story about someone, I do ask for their consent if like they're still in my life and they have to watch it.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes so Maddie and I used something that we do for content recently, and I realized, oh no, my bad, like that I should sort that out. I thought everyone was going to agree with me. And not Maddie. And they agreed with Maddie. Basically, I realized, when you think you're a really tidy person and then you start dating someone and then they're super tidy and you realize, oh my God, you're the messy one.
Yes.
Basically, this is like my bad, so something that I need to get, I need to get off my chest. So basically, I uploaded this video of Maddie's and my bedside tables. And my bedside table is a shambles. I thought everyone's bedside table is just the place where you like chuck things in.
Yeah.
So like snacks.
Sorry. Last thing I thought you were going to say was snack. I thought you were going to say book, clothes,
vibrators, whatever. One of you has to be the person who's got the vibrators in your drawer. And you know what's so interesting about that? Sorry to make the sexual, but not sorry. In our relationship, it was never discussed who would have the vibrators and stuff in their drawer. We just like it.
I want to
talk
about this for another hour. This is brilliant. So in a lesbian couple, who has the vibe? Who has the vibe? In a lesbian couple, whose bedside cabinet has the vibrator?
Well, this is a really great question because it was never discussed, but it was always mine. And I think it's because Maddie went on my show. I think it's because I was more like, these are my toys.
Yeah.
And Maddie was like, okay. And then recently, though, I did make the move where I was like, there's too many in this drawer.
Yeah.
And I moved one to Maddie's side of the drawer. And she opened it and she was like, what is this doing? And I was like, it's time to share. We're engaged. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. Yeah. And also then it's also on the one person, like you're kerfuffling and then you have to be like, should we vibe?
Yeah.
Which is what Maddie and I'll be like, should we vibe? But then it's my responsibility to always lean over and get it out. No, sometimes I want her to have to lean over and get it out from her drawer.
I like that. And you don't want to mix too much because all of a sudden you'll be wanting to get a toy and you're going, this Kindle's doing nothing.
Exactly. And the thing with my bedside drawer is you don't know what's going to come out of there.
Yeah, that's the fun part of
I love it.
When the messy one has the vibrator, because you don't know which one you're going to pull out.
But also, you don't know if you're going to pull out a vibrator and it's covered in Lucozade or like something that I've shoved in there.
Yeah, snacks.
Exactly, like dustings from chips. But anyway, I put up this thing.
Is that you or the breadcrumbs?
Literally. Melted chocolate or whatever. Also, oh no, my thing is you open my bedside drawer and there's always dried contact lenses attached to everything. So you don't want to pick up a vibrator and there's just 30 dried contact lenses on that bad boy. Bless. But I basically put it up being like, everyone's bedside table's a little bit messy. I'm like pulling out chips. I pulled up knickknacks, which are South African crisp. They had been in there for a year and a half. They were so stale. I pulled out my tarot cards. I pulled out a tennis ball. I pulled out wound dressing. I was like, when did I have a wound? It was wild. And I thought, I wonder what Maddie's looks like.
What sort of toys did you have again?
Yeah. Wait, honestly, what was going on? And then I opened up Maddie's bedside drawer and there was just a book and glasses. Just a singular book and glasses. And I thought, well, she's a psychopath. And then I posted thinking everyone would be like, wow, Maddie's a psychopath. That's crazy. How does she only have that? And everyone in the comment section was like, Courtney, you actually need to sort that out. Also, what was worse is on my bedside drawer, dripping down it, was dried hot chocolate. And even worse, I have no handles on my drawer because for some reason the handles fell off and I never replaced them. So I had to open my drawer with a fork. And while filming this, was like, everyone's going to side with me. But my bad, guys.
Everyone's going to side with you.
My bad. I am messy.
That is so funny. That is the total the cognitive dissonance, isn't it? Opening your drawer with a fork and there's
hot chocolate,
knickknacks, crisps, cheesy puffs,
contact lenses.
what you call me. But And she the weirdest one.
But the thing is, I filmed it. I edited the video.
Yeah.
I captioned the video. I wrote a caption. I posted it, and I still thought everyone's going to side with me.
Yeah, even after the first few comments.
Yeah, and then I have cleaned it since then because I was like, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad, guys.
We're going to go into the final round. Just quick fire. You can think about it if you want. There's power through. Come from the heart. Say it through your chest. My quick fire questions. Horoscopes or horror nopes? Do you believe in star signs?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. I don't believe in. Say it with my chest. Say it with my. What am I? 34C. I can't even remember. I just wear sports bras all the time. Anyway.
Oh my god. Your sparkly graduation tits.
Yeah, my sparkly graduation tits.
Your sparkly 34Cs.
I'm gonna say yes, mainly because I think they're good to use as a reflective tool.
Nice, like it. If you were ordained, what would you be the patron saint of?
Oh God, I'm trying to say something that doesn't give me the ick. Patron saint of cats.
Patron saint of cats.
I love my cat. That's basically why. Patron saint of honesty. Oh my God.
Oh my God, patron saint of honesty. I love it.
I'm working on it.
Other than your own, where's your favorite toilet?
Oh, my parents. There's nothing better than walking into your parents' house, slam open that door, open the fridge, get a can of whatever you used to drink when you were young that they still like. J2O, don't mind if I do. Crack open a J2O, go straight to the guest toilet or like your old bedroom or whatever, and have a poo and clog the toilet. Great. You do not have to worry about those pipes. And they always have really good water pressure.
I mean, like, that is saying with the confidence of someone that kept on blocking toilets when they were a child.
So many times. Oh my God. And then once I dropped a toy in the toilet. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm going to tell you this story. When I was younger, I used to have toys on the side. Like I had a toilet with a little ledge and I used to play with the toys while I was like having a poo. And once my brother, we used to play a game where we used to try scare each other.
Yeah.
And I'd got up to the loo, I'd flushed, but I was holding one of the toilets. I hadn't flushed, I'd like wiped. And my brother went, boo, into my bathroom. And I went, what? And I dropped my toy into the toilet in my poo. And as punishment, my brother had to fish it out. And my brother fished it out. My mum was like, you shocked her. You scared her. And now her favourite toy is in the toilet and you better go fetch that.
Oh my God.
And I'll never get the image out of my head of my brother with like a plastic bag over his hand being like,
yeah. Oh my God.
I think it was a Dexter. Did you ever watch Dexter and Dee Dee?
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's a little cartoon.
I mean, like, if this was Inside Out, that's a core memory, isn't it?
Literally. So many poo core memories.
There we go. What would be your drag or wrestler name?
Oh, God, I don't even know. Do you have one for me? Do you think you could think of...
I mean, the Flusher is quite a good wrestler name.
The Flusher. I love it. I love it. Do you, I used to watch wrestling and The Rock would be like, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And then he'd enter. And I wonder if it's like, do you smell what the flush is flushing?
No, the Flusher is hiding.
Yeah, exactly. The Flusher is perfect.
Okay. Would you rather, this is a bit blue. Do you mind if I ask you a blue question?
For it.
Would you rather everyone know your orgasm face or your orgasm sound? That's not it, is it?
And welcome, you just got a little preview. That is not it. I think I would, now I'm just trying to imagine what the sound is. I don't mind either, actually. You know what? I'm not embarrassed about either of them.
Okay, good.
I think both are gorgeous.
Good on you.
I'll let that be the choice of the person. Which would they rather? Viewers vote.
Everyone guess in.
And that's what you get on the Patreon page.
Oh my God, you could tell you're on likes. That is like, that's the engagement, isn't it? Yeah. That's the call to action.
Exactly.
Everyone comment below if you want to.
Like and subscribe, comment below, and then sign up for the Patreon page. And that's where you'll find my voice or my face.
Speaking of sounds, if you had to describe yourself in 3 sounds, what would they be?
Something like that, like nervous.
Yeah.
Or a snort, like a
yeah,
something like that.
Is that how you laugh?
Yeah, if I'm really laughing, then I'll snort.
Yeah, I really laugh when I snort.
Also, I don't know why, but when I was younger, my friends used to be like little piggies. I don't know why we used to do that. And then, I think from South Africa, like we all do this thing where we'll be like something great will happen, or like someone will tell a story and you'll go, oh no, shame. And I don't know why it's like really ingrained in me. Like someone will say something so funny, I'll be like, oh, shame. Why shame? No one knows.
Is that like a South African colloquialism or like a stock phrase like the Welsh might say, ach wie?
Yeah, it's just like oh no, shame, hey. It doesn't matter what it is. And we have like quite a few. We have like now, just now, which are like different time frames and no one really knows, no one's ever defined what they are, but you'll know what they are. But I think something
Can
like,
you give an example of no, just now?
Yeah, so like,
now, just now.
if you said to me, Courtney, can you send that email? I might be like, oh, just now. And to me, like the interpretation of just now is like, it could be from 5 minutes to tomorrow.
Yes.
Now feels more soon. Like, I'll do that now. Like,
that's given I'll be there now in a minute.
Exactly. But like, no one's ever defined like what my version of now and just now could be different to another version of now and just now. But it's all like, we kind of know what it means. It just means it's probably not going to happen right this instant. But yeah, I think for me, it'll be something like, oh, no shame.
I love
if
that.
I can use that as a noise.
No, you may. I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
If I was to go through your camera roll, what would it say about you?
My camera roll would say I'm obsessed with my cat and that I have a lot of videos of myself talking to a camera when I'm making content.
Of course.
In like different outfits. Like honestly, I'm thinking the most recent video, I'm in a tinfoil outfit and I'm playing the first ever lesbian vibrator. So people will be like, what is going on? But I also help other people film their content for them. So I have a lot of content that is like other people's faces on my camera roll where now every like week I have to go through and be like, I don't need 20,000 videos of this person, but it's just a mixture of people's faces really in lots of videos.
Yeah. I had with someone the other day, you know, when you go out of a photo into the album, it's like, you know, 3x3x3x3.
Yeah.
And they could see that and they could see one of my nudes was there. But I would tell you, I wasn't embarrassed because right next to it
you
was
don't have to be, baby.
Oh no, but what was right next to it was a self-tape. And I was like, that is what I am more embarrassed about.
Yes, nothing more embarrassing than self. To be fair, actually my photo album is the reason why I ruined my proposal to Maddie. Because I had said to her, the rings weren't ready because we both proposed to each other. We both wanted to be proposed to.
Oh, that's
so she went first and I went second and we knew we'd have the rings for mine. So I said to her, the rings aren't ready. So she wouldn't think I was going to propose. And then I got up my photo album to show her something. And in the photo album was a photo of me with both of the rings on my finger going like smiling really brightly. Like, and she saw it and I was like, oh, fuck. I've ruined it.
Oh, the bloody camera roll. If the media were to find it, what's the name of your most easily cancerable WhatsApp group? And if that name is cancerable, you don't have to say it.
I love that. Oh, I don't think I have many. I've got one that's just Sex in the City, and that's me and my like 3 friends. But I don't think I no longer have friends who make fun WhatsApp group names. And is that sad? I think it might be.
No.
Is it?
No, it's not sad at all. Yikes. But
God, how do you live with yourself?
Oh,
like now we just name them like Courtney, Liv, Millie, or like just the names of who my friends are.
Yeah.
Or like wedding. Oh no, we don't have any fun ones.
It's called the wedding.
Well, yeah, that's fun, but it's not like a funny. Oh no, actually, for my hen do, the name on it I think is Lesbians.
Love it.
That's fun.
That is
but
good fun.
Not really cancelable. I
think
wouldn't cancel myself.
No. Do you ever like? I think now back to like homophobic slurs that were used against us, and now how we've like reclaimed it. Like someone was posting a story, I saw it on the internet, so about like when EastEnders when it had its first gay kiss on it. The next day, the Sun headline was EastEnders, and I thought that was so funny. I think that's such to see 2 gay people kissed on the soap and going, oh, EastEnders.
That writer must have sat there and been like, I've got it. Yes.
Yeah, but I took it really personally because I was like, oh, bugger, I would write that today.
Yes. You're like, well, they stole that punchline from me.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And finally, you've been on My Bad with Morgan Rees. Will you come on? It's genuinely brilliant. Will you come on again?
Oh my God, I'd love to. Stop,
Please do.
no.
Next time you've got anything to plug, come on.
Oh.
So again, please remind everyone of the show. Where, when, where can they find it?
So the show is called Big If True. I'm doing previews in London, Oxford and Newcastle throughout June and July. And then I'll be in the Fringe throughout the whole of August at 5:20 at Gilded Balloon.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. We're dropping extra episodes on Patreon every week, full-length ones every Wednesday. Follow us online, give us a like, watch us on YouTube. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.